is Susie, and happy holidays. I love this time of year. I've mentioned it before. Christmas is my favorite holiday. Had just a wonderful Thanksgiving, as I'm sure every one of you did as well. And moving on now to the Christmas holiday. Wanted to do a fun little gift, a little craft with me. I made this fun little gift here, just some chocolate. I actually used this come from Walmart. This is Sam's Choice. This could easily be a $5 and under gift, possibly a $4 and under. And so anyway, inexpensive if you just want to give something nice and cutesy without spending a lot of money. So I used, of course, Tim Holtz, a little fabric, and just the tea dye. This actually is just tea dyed coffee paper. It's the tea and coffee blend is what it is. Use a little cheesecloth, a little twine. This actually is just a little tag. I got these several years ago from Wish. I used to order quite a few things off of Wish, but here lately, this year especially with the COVID, it seems like I'm not getting my orders. I might get 1 out of 2 things, or 1 out of 3 things ordered, so I just quit. I have just stopped ordering from Wish because it's not saving you money if you're not getting your packages. So I just started ordering off Amazon. Now, Amazon may have something like this. I don't know. I really didn't check it out. But you could easily make those little tags if you wanted to. If you've got just off your computer, print it on some craft cardstock, the words, and then cut it out. Wouldn't be, hard to do. I may use actually a Walmart gift tag on this one that I'm getting ready to do. I did coffee stain some. I'm actually working on another fun little craft with me, so that is something that I'll share later on as one of our little fun things for Christmas. So I've got some the Tim Holtz paper dolls. Of course, his Christmas ones are what I'm going to be using on this one. I'm using some hats that I got from Hobby Lobby. These were 50% off, so they're $2.99 regularly, and they were 50% off when I bought them, so that's $1.50 for 15 hats. They were a little big for the Tim Holtz paper dolls, so what I have done is, let me get another hat out of here. So what I have done is I took 2 hats, and I'm just going to show you how I cut them down. I went about almost 1/4 of an inch is what I did, and I've just taken and cut, and using this one for an outline. That way I could cut the hat smaller and keep that same shape. And then this here I actually took and worked it a little bit more so that both sides kind of look the same. So that's what I took off, and it just makes the hat a little smaller, and then it keeps the shape of the hat instead of freehanding it. I wasn't very good at that, so. And then it makes it small enough, here they're really big. So this just makes it small enough for their head. And I could actually go a little smaller as well if I wanted to. And so let's pull this little thing off the back, and let's just go maybe just a hair smaller. So I'm just going to keep the shape. Okay. And then I've made the hat even a little smaller there. So yeah, that's almost perfect there. So see how easy it is to cut the hats down. Pretty easy. Okay, so let's get started. So I got 2 little hats I've cut down, and that's going to work on both of them. Okay. Now, how I did this, I just got an 8.5 by 11 piece of coffee tea dyed. It's the blend. And see, I believe I went this away. This one has a little tear on it, which actually, if you wanted to add to some of the fun here, let's just add a piece of, let's add a piece of this. Okay, so let's get a piece of this. And we're just gonna, let's just put it on here, and alright, we're just gonna use that to add to the vintage look. Alright, so we're going this way. Put the bar upside down. And I'm not cutting this paper at all. So we got plenty on both sides. And I'm grabbing the red line tape here. I've got so much of this, I really need to use it up. And I'm just going to put it on the edge here, but I'm not going all the way down, because what I really want it to do is stick right there so that it's not messing up my fold when I get ready to fold the sides in, or the top and the bottom. So I've got that on there. I'm going to try to get it kind of pulled tight. Get that off of there. I'm going to try to make sure I've got maybe the same amount on the top as I do the bottom, or close to it. And then we're just going to fold this over. Okay, so that's, I wanted to make sure that it did not have any align or no tape. That's what I was going for, a no tape showing package. I just think it looks nice. Okay, so then we're just going to go ahead and bend our sides in and go ahead and get that up there. Now what you'll have to do is glue or something the inside here, because it will still pop up if it's not glued. But I'm going to run that across there so all that is kind of hidden and you can't see the tape. Okay, and then I actually did put a little bit of glue. I was trying to find my glue bottle here. And just let it get, I've got that quick drying glue so I don't have to wait on it to hold. Okay. I just want that good and stuck down, like so. Then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just kind of folding in my little sides there. Okay, get it bent. There's my tape. You can see my little aged tape there. And we're going to go ahead and get our double-sided tape on. Okay, and just pull it a little tight. And then of course I'm going to have to definitely use my glue to get that held down. Now you wouldn't have to use red line tape. You could almost just glue your, if you wanted to, just glue these down. Especially if you've got a good adhesive and a quick drying adhesive, it would be, you know, it would be very easy just to use your glue. Alright, so we've got that pretty much stuck down. So now I'm going to work on decorating the front. Alright, so I thought it would be fun to use, this is just the Tim Holtz kind of like wallpaper. Here's little wallpaper stuff there. And I probably want to use more of the inners than this outer. So I have some of the Santa showing a little bit better. Of course it's going to be some of it covered over anyway, so it's really not going to be a big deal, but let's see. I'm just going to use the ruler to tear. Okay, I'm going to tear a little bit off the bottom there. And then I need to see kind of where I'm going at the top. So, okay, and I may even have to get a little thinner because I do want a little more, I think, of that packaging showing. So let's see, I think I'm going to take it off this side. Okay, so there we go. And if you tea stain this, that would be perfect, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to ink up the edges. I'm not going to stain it. I'm just going to do a little inking here. Alright, and then if you wanted to just make it a little not so white, we can always just use a little, distress ink there and just ink it up a little more. Alright, so now I'm trying to debate. I know I want a little parchment. Got this piece here. And maybe that's what I'd like. A little parchment hanging over. So let's just do it. Let's just get some of this. Now this is just some packaging actually that came in a package that I had ordered off of the internet. It was wrapped in this parchment paper, and so I'm going to go ahead and stick this down. I think I'm going to use Fabri-Tac for this one. I don't want to glue the sides because I really want the sides to just be a little loose, so I'm not going to have them stuck down a lot, you know, where it's just all the sides don't move up at all, or you can't lift them up, because I do want those to be a little popping up there. Okay, so there is that, and I'm going to actually go ahead and make this just a little smaller. That's what I'm going to do here. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and ink that up again. Find my distress ink. I know I'm probably looking right at it. Okay. Yeah, that's better. And then you can see the parchment paper. You can see, you know, more of the packaging. Okay, so we're going to do that. And then I want to get my paper doll. There is the paper doll. And let's see, I think I'm going to, let's see, I'm thinking, now this is the Christmas label tape from Tim Holtz, the Merry Christmas one. And I'm thinking that I probably want to use this, so I'm going to do Christmas, and I think I'm going to do the Christmas to Christmas. So I'm going to cut that, and this will be the, okay, so there's my label tape I want to use. Alright, then I have to decide, do I want this double one after all, because it's actually going to, well, it may fit all right. I was worried about it not fitting the best. And then if I have my little hats here, find my other little hat. I think that hat's a little bigger. I may have to cut one of them down just a little bit more. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Okay, so I like that. Alright, so I'm thinking I might want a little cheesecloth or something behind it, or maybe just a little bit of something here, maybe some music sheet just to give it an extra little pop there. And maybe I want my Merry Christmas different after I put that there. Maybe I would like, maybe I'd like my Merry Christmas to go that way. Okay, so let's just kind of lay it out. Let's kind of lay it out a little bit here. Let's get our hats. Alright, we're going to get our little hats on there. Alright, and then do I want all of that there? Or do I want to bring them in? Always decisions in this. And do I want just a Merry Christmas up here? Nope, I think I want it going up the sides, so I'm pretty sure of that. So let's start sticking down. I'm just going to use Fabri-Tac to stick to that. I'm going to leave a little space open there for my little music sheet there. So we're going to bring it over. And I wanted a little bit of music sheet hanging out. Let's see, I may want it to go this way, where, yeah, that may be what I want. Okay, so let's, okay, so we're gonna add a little bit of that there. And go ahead and stick down. Okay. So there we are there. Now I'm going to go ahead and I want to go ahead and put my thing down here. I'm just going to actually bump it right up against the Tim Holtz piece there. Yeah. And the Tim Holtz is self-adhesive on these label. Okay. Okay. There we go. That is nice and stuck down. Alright, so there's my Merry Christmas strip going up, and now I want to get my little paper dolls on. So, okay, let's get them on. I want it to kind of cover up, you know, not have that hanging out too much there. Alright. And then I think I have some red twine I'm going to use for that. Let's get their little hats on. This would have been great to have one hat one way and one hat the other. I would have had to tore off some of that white there to do that, but I may do that on another one that I mix. So, alright, so let's get their little hats on. I want to put some on the little pom-pom so it don't accidentally come off and get lost. And I'm going to push it down enough because he does have a hat on already where you can't see the hat as, you know, shining out of there. Since they really already have a hat. Hers will be easy to cover because hers wasn't very big. Okay, so there's their little hat. Oh, aren't they cute? I love Tim Holtz paper dolls. They are the cutest. Okay, so now I am going to put 25, or I'm going to put something here. I may have to, didn't want that stuck down, but I may have to. I see it kind of popping up a little bit. So I'm going to have to go ahead and glue that down a little bit. Okay, but I'm not going to glue that. I do want those up. But that one's popping the label up. Okay, so we could also use some of Mrs. Cogg's little sayings if we wanted to. But on this label tape, there are actually two different, when you get it, there's two rolls. One will just keep saying Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. The other will have peace, joy, wishes, wonder, believe. And so I'm wondering, do I want something here, or do I want to, I may even want to put one of the little, one of these little rub-ons. Winter Wonderland, Christmas time, Season's Greeting, Peace on Earth, It's a Wonderful Life. I think I'm going to put Peace on Earth. So let's see what it will look like. Let's get that tore off. If I was to just, it's not exactly where I wanted it, just wanted to stick a little bit. What if I were to Peace on Earth there, and where was that? Believe in the magic. Oh, right there. I knew I saw it somewhere. So let's cut this out. And we are just going to put Believe in the Magic on the parchment. Okay, so let's do that. I think I would like that. Now, someone, of course, showed me about this little tool here, and it is fantastic. I bought one just as soon as they shared that with me, because I hate rub-ons for the simple fact you can't get them to ever rub off. And this thing works wonderfully. Whoops, my E on my parchment paper kind of moved, but that's okay. Okay, so we have Peace on Earth, Believe in the Magic. Okay, so now we're just going to wrap it up in twine. Is what we're going to do. And I think I'm going to get some red twine. Okay, I got my red twine. I'm just going to do a little bit of wrapping here. Okay. Let's get that. Alright, and then I said I was going to use one of these tags here. Let's see, do I want sleigh rides? I don't want it to be big, so I'm going to have to go with something, I believe probably the sleigh ride. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take this and put it on some kind of backing paper here. Let's just add it to the... Now my other one I did stitch around with white thread, but this one here I am not going to stitch around. So we're just gonna stick it here. I might have been out of frame, but that's okay. All right. And then I'm just gonna do a little tear around is what I'm gonna do. Just kind of a little. Okay, and we may just stick that right there. So I'm going to put a little hole in it. I just need to make me a little hole with my, already have my crocodile out. Let's see, I think I want it right there. It's got a little to and from, so if you want to write your little friend a note there, you can. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie a little knot here where I want my tag to kind of set. Okay, that way it's there. Then I'm going to string it through. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead. I'm not sure if I want it to hang down a little bit or not. I think I just like it just like that. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and tie. This is a really thin twine, so I'm going to just go ahead and knot it and then tie my bow, because that knot won't make a big difference. It's such a thin twine. I'm not sure where this twine came from. It almost looks like a Target twine, but I'm not sure. I'm just not sure if that's where I got it or not. It might be a Hobby Lobby twine. Okay, I'm going to get my little bow here. And there's our fun little gift. So guys, there is just one little quick, easy gift giving idea that you can do using a Walmart sticky tags. These are really cheap. I think I gave $1 or something for, I don't know if there were 2 or 3 sets of these tags in it, but pretty inexpensive. And then I just, like I said, I just put the coffee dye, I just spritzed it with my coffee tea blend dye. And there it is. There's your little gift. Okay, Etsy tip. This tip is on, I want to talk about shop minimums. Some people I know have a shop minimum. Some are $5 or more. You cannot order anything, and they ship under $5. And I perfectly understand why, because it is so hard to ship one item, especially if you have a $2.50 item and somebody, that's the only thing they want to order and they want you to ship it to them. Because by the time you buy the packaging, you're paying for the mailing envelope, you're paying for the shipping label, you're paying for the fee. You're not really making anything on that order. And I completely understand a shop minimum. I have not went to a shop minimum myself. And I'm not saying that I won't ever go to a shop minimum, because that is a very good possibility sometime in the future that I may do that. But for now, I'm just trying to find ways to cut my cost so that I can ship that item out and not lose money, okay? And not just give that product away. So what I am in the process of doing right now, and sometimes I forget because I'm in such the habit of doing it, but what I have been trying to do is repurpose packaging. So if I have a used bubble mailer where I have ordered something and the bubble mailer is in good shape, I will reuse it. If I have some packaging of any other type, manila folder, whatever, I try to use it. Repurpose some of your packaging. If you can find bubble wrap or those kind of things that can be reused, reuse them. That's what I reuse them for, is these little small orders. So right now I am packaging mine in manila folders, just the little 9x6s or, things like that. Just trying to find ways to cut cost. And like I said, if I can recycle packaging, I'm going to do that. Because the post office is on this thing about if the package is not thick, you cannot send it with tracking, and they want to charge you more for the package. I am having to stuff those envelopes to make them thick. So you have that extra cost now, and that's in every package. That isn't even in the little ticket items. That's in any package that I send out. If it's not already thick from the order, I have to add some bubble wrap in there. I have to add something. I try to use the repackaging of the air pocket that you get when you order some of your orders and it comes in. I save all that because I'm stuffing those in the envelopes or the mailers too. But just try to use recycled things. Try to repurpose, not recycle, but repurpose some of your things. The one thing that I have stopped doing is I will not print. I've always printed your order on, a piece of paper, a piece of copy paper. But I quit doing that. If your order's under $5, I'm probably not going to print you a copy of your order. That gets rid of using that paper. I am not going to give you grand packaging. I try to, as a matter of fact, I've even been recycling the stuff that has been coming off my labels. I have been saving this to wrap around things and use. Okay, so I'm not gonna put it in real good, the real nice packaging that I spend or that I do for my other orders. That's one way to cut your cost. Of course, no refunds under $1. Those no refunds under $1 that I talk about, that helps with some of this offset as well. And then just ship it as cheaply as you can. I mean, that's the goal. That way you're not losing, because when you start losing or giving items away because of your no shop minimum, you got to put a shop minimum on there. So that's one thing to think about. If you have an Etsy, or if you're thinking about doing Etsy, you have to think about those things, because are you willing to send out an item that's $3? Are you, if that's the only thing they order, are you willing to send out an order that's $2.50? If you're opening a shop, those are things you have to think about. So, anyway, that's just a way, like I said, it's each individual's choice of what they feel like. Because when you start losing money, like I said, put that shop minimum on there. But for myself personally, I do not have the shop minimum in place yet. So I'm just trying to find the ways to help offset the cost. Now, another thing that I have quit doing is the sticky labels, because they're expensive. When you print your shipping label on one of those sticky labels, it's kind of expensive. So what I do for the under $5 orders, I just print it on a piece of copy paper and just glue it to the package. So that cuts down the cost of the label, you know. So anyway, guys, I hope that's a good tip for you. Just those are things to think about if you're thinking about opening a shop, or if you have a shop open and you're struggling with that shop minimum like I am. Just find the ways to cut the cost first. Try to find ways you can reuse packaging that is free, that costs you nothing, and just try to find ways to get that in place, and you'll be okay on your orders under $5 or your small items that are going out. If you want tracking. Now, if you don't want tracking, throw it in an envelope with a stamp on it, But I try to send everything out with tracking. There are times I do send something in a stamped envelope, but it's not my preferred way to ship, because if that gets lost, I have no way of knowing where it's at. So, but I have many times done that. So just, those are things to think about. So there is your tip. I hope that it helps you.